Holy guacamole, MGTOWs. um, I have got to report to you some astounding news. I let the psychologist lady poke a bunch of needles in me for acupuncture, and man, what a difference! I am astounded. It's either the needles talking or man, I am so much more calm. And some of the older subscribers will remember my horribly failed trip to Cambodia. And man, if I could have gotten acupuncture there, I might have been able to stay for a while. I've been wanting to go out and grab a few things and, run a few errands, but I still had some social anxiety disorder, and it was enough that I would find things to do around the hotel rather than go, charging out into the local economy. But man, today it's like a weight has been lifted. Go figure. And I was able to jump on an Uber and take off to a vegan restaurant where I can get everything everything that I want on my list and not poison myself. And then I went to Walmart and grabbed a few things. I was looking for a sewing kit but didn't find one. And then I actually took the bus back, and it was only like 12 pesos, which is like nothing. It's like just, let's see, 30, like I think 23 pesos to $1, so it was like 50 cents. Wow. And I took the bus back from Walmart, and wow, man, that's and I was so calm the whole way, but I can feel a little bit of that trembly feeling in me, but it is nothing in the same universe as it was just yesterday. So it's either wishful thinking or the placebo effect, or man, or that acupuncture stuff works. As you guys know, I can like give myself goosebumps at will and whatnot, and it's sort of a flowing sensation when I do that. It's like I can feel something flowing over me, or through me, and then the goosebumps follow the wave all the way down, and it's pretty. And it was doing very much similar to that by itself with the needles, but not anywhere near as much as when I do it voluntarily. And I felt something that is just like really difficult to describe, that wave or that flowing feeling. And I was like out, and I would like feel for that anxiety, and it wasn't anywhere near as strong. So I had an awesome meal and grabbed a few things at Walmart, including a swimsuit that fits me. That swimsuit over there is 32, and I had to grab the shoelaces out of my other shoes in order to keep them up. But now I have a swimsuit with a drawstring on it. So tomorrow, I'm not going to swim after eating that meal, but tomorrow I'll be able to jump in the pool and swim some laps. Good times. Okay, MGTOWs, that was just a quick update. Cancer, I am feeling that this is doing a lot of good. My rectal tumor, colon rectal tumor, I can feel it usually, and I can still feel it, but I don't feel the restriction, and I can do the enema routine, that green coffee enema, vastly easier than I could when I first came here. So it's got to be smaller. So I am impressed. And if it gets, even if it gets me another year, geez, it's worth it, worth every penny. I'd probably come back here every year for a renewal if that's what it takes. um, and that's about it, MGTOWs. And I will not recommend this place until I see the numbers and until I see the 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 results. And then if I see the results and I approve and I don't feel ripped off, then I will put my name, well, my screen name on that place. Okay, MGTOWs, that's about all I got for you. And don't even begin to think that I'm not a MGTOW. I am still well aware of how dangerous marriage is and how much of a raw deal we get up, in the United States is when the woman ass launches us out of the family. But I don't feel that surge of nauseating hate, anger, and that flowing sensation that builds inside you to the point where you don't want to say anything or you might start screaming. And I don't feel anywhere near the normal amount of resentment and all that. And that's good because it didn't do any good for me. And it didn't hurt women, that's for sure. But it did help me back when my sex drive was like really strong. But now I don't need the hate and the rage anymore because I don't have that monkey on my back trying to grab the steering wheel and steer me into a vagina and then cause me to be obliterated in divorce court a few years later. So I am well aware of that stuff. Don't even begin to think that I'm not a MGTOW. But I am impressed with the acupuncture. And all she did was poke some needles into me in the right places, I guess, and then play a tape, and then she politely left the room. And man, it was quite intense. When she put the needle in my sternum, it was bizarre. I felt a wave of sadness, like this, just like that wave. It's just like it's like sadness and despair that I used to. Just like a tiny echo of the despair and sadness that I once felt back when I needed the anger to drive the chill and the cold of despair back. And I felt it was funny. It was like turning on a light switch. And then when I felt it and I just was like present with it, and then it faded as other sensations came about, those wave sensations and almost like little electric shocks. And my right side didn't really feel a lot, but my left side did. And she was saying the right side represents your heart and your left side represents your brain, but I'm left-handed. And she said, "Oh, it's reversed then." So apparently the left side for me is my heart and the right side is the brain. So all the things that she was sticking in me on the right side, they didn't seem to respond and cause the electric sensation as much as it did on the left, which is kind of interesting. So, MGTOWs, wow, it's some shocking news because I could have sworn it would have just been quackery, but I had already paid for the clinic, so why not? And the funny thing was, earlier that day I was livid. I was like fire was coming out of my eyes and coming off of the top of my head. It felt like, and it's because I had complained about a shower being cold after you get out of the sauna, and the shower is like no friggin' hot water. And they did fix it once, but then this week it has been cold again. And I kept thinking they'd fix it again, but they didn't. And then I let everybody know of my displeasure, and it was coming out, man. And I was like, and the anger had a hold of me, and it was making me. It was like prompting me to want to slam things around and whatnot. But then when I got that acupuncture, man, it all just drained away. How bizarre. I would never have guessed. That is a shock and a surprise and a learning experience. And man, I might have to find an acupuncturist back home to defuse some of the rest of this stuff that I'm carrying around. And I'm going to have to work on it on my own as well. I'm going to have to watch my thoughts. And when I feel that burning rage, I'm going to have to try to ground it out somewhere and try to let it go, because it is not helping me anymore, and it's not protecting me anymore, because it might, apparently what they're talking about is